out of all the assets that a fighter has, like speed or reaction time or endurance or the heart or footwork, what do you think's the most important that makes a fighter a great boxer?
They got to go through hard times. They got to know what it is. Like Johnny Tapia was a drug addict. He saw his mother get killed. He went through some hard, miserable things in his heart, in his eyes. But the one thing that Johnny really lived for was people coming to him and say how great of an athlete he was, or how what a gentleman he was. He his compliments that he got from what he did made him love it so much and made him work so hard, and also knowing that he made it through the hard times, and he knew that he was getting appreciating of the good times. And I think the most important thing is to have that hunger, know what it is to be told you're not good enough to be in this sport. I don't. You shouldn't be here, and you end up proving to people you are good enough,
Mm-hmm.
and you are there. It's just the heart. The heart is so important. But then you have to be able to have the inner skills that God gives you, maybe some punching power, some speed, good knowledge of the game, want to love the game and live it. You have to want to really learn and listen to good people. Boxing has a lot of bad people, and it also has some good people. But a lot of these kids get wrapped up into some bad situations, and and if they can get out of that and get with somebody that cares about them, like I remember, I had this kid Ancee Gedeon. He was a homeless kid. He wandered into my gym in Westminster. It wasn't my gym, but I was the one with all the top athletes in there. And my son came to me and he said, "Dad, there's a young man in here. He's homeless, but he says this son of a gun is tough." And he says, "I want you to take a look at him." And I said, "What's his record?" He said, "I think he's been fighting just to get food and stuff. Nobody's really helped him. And everybody he's fought has been bigger than him and stuff like that. He's got something in him that's just unbelievable." And I said, "Well, let me take a look at him." And I watched him. And at that time, I had Canizales in the gym. And I liked him so much because he had such a great desire. But this kid was living on eating anything he can get a hold of, never broke the law, but he was homeless. He had come from Haiti and was in and out of gyms, and people just threw him into fights and stuff. So I told Ancee, I said, "Ancee, I don't know what I can do for you, but I'm going to try. My son told me about you, and my son likes you, and I like what I see." And I said, "I'll try to help you to be a better fighter and get you on your feet. Maybe you'll have something instead of being." So I had a friend that owned the deli in Westminster at that time, Paul's Deli, they called it. And I said, "Paul, I've got a homeless kid that I'd like to see you help out. Maybe he can mop the floors and you could feed him, until I get him going on boxing because he don't have anything." And he said, "Jesse, I'd be happy to do it." And he ended up being number one in the world. And it wasn't only that he was so tough; it was the love that he and the attention that he got from boxing. And today, Ancee Gedeon has his own masonry business. He can't read or write. And anyways, he couldn't at that time. And a judge took a liking to him and got him citizenship. He didn't have citizenship. And the whole town of Westminster kind of backed him. And he beat Sergio Reyes. He beat Zarate. He beat Zarate's cousin. I remember when I put him in a fight with a real fighter that Cedric Kushner. I went over to him and I said, "I got this young kid, Ancee Gedeon. Can you put him on Orlando's card in San Antonio against Quiroga?" And he says, "Jesse, Quiroga's, I mean, you got a guy that don't mean anything. Who's going to cheer for him?" I says, "Me and my son." I said, "That's all he needs." I said, "Just give him a chance." He says, "Okay, I'll put him in there." He says, "Would he fight Quiroga for $2,500 in an 8-rounder?" Quiroga had lost his title He was making a comeback, but he had all these fans there. I told Ancee, I said, Ancee, you beat this guy. This is going to be the start of your life changing. And Ancee said, Jess, if you think I can beat him, I'll do the best I can. Well, Quiroga hit him in the second round and dropped him. And I looked over and I go, oh, shit, I made a mistake here. And Ancee just took him the next 6 rounds and tore him a new tail end. I mean, he just beat the shit out of him. And I remember that we were getting ready to leave the town, and who was outside in a limo waiting for us? Cedric Christensen. Where in the hell did you get that kid? And that was the start of Ancee going to #1 in the world and changed his whole life. And today that he's a leading citizen, he's got his own business. He took his money that we made he never won the world title. He had through the fights he had before I got him, he had bad eyes, and I didn't know it. He would cheat on the eye exam. It wasn't like it is today. And he he was blind in one eye. And when he fought for the world title in the 11th round, he's right in the fight, but his eyelid was laying down on the bottom and he couldn't see. And I said, Ancee, I got to stop this fight. You're gonna lose your eyesight. He said, Jesse, I'm winning the fight. Don't stop it. I go win the title. I said, no, I got to stop it. And I stopped, and because of his insurance, I got him to go to UCLA, and they fixed his eyes and everything else. But today he's a leading citizen. He's in Paul's Deli all the time when he's over there to visit with Paul, who was his father at that time, and really watched out for him. Not really his father, but he treated him like his father. Mm-hmm. And just those moments make you proud of being a part of boxing. When you can take kids like that and make something special out of them. And I remember him crying in my arms, and he says, you know, Jess, I never thought I'd win again. I want to thank you, and that was like a million words to me. And it made me so proud that I was proud of him. And I'm proud today of him, And that's what makes you love the sport, is when you can take kids like that and make something out of them.
What a story.
That's why I love boxing.